Hi, welcome back. We are at the last outline of Section 1, Research Methodology, Paradigm, Philosophical Review, in Chapter 2, Implementation Approaches to Research. In this outline, we're going to graph difference between quantitative and qualitative with a real-life example. I'm going to draw two different scenarios. In the first scenario, assuming there is a customer just went to a shop and this customer had bought a product. Now let's call this product A. And to buy the product, of course, this customer had made certain payments. This is case 1. In the second case, we have got a machine, we'll call machine X. And this machine is producing certain product. Let's call product Z. Okay. Now let's call this case 2. All right. Here's the issue with case 1. We would like to find out why this customer, we'll call him Mr. C, why Mr. C had purchased product A and was willing to pay amount X. Why? This is our question. And the second problem concerning case 2, we assume that the machine X, some of its patches fail to produce according to the quality characteristic that the company is expecting. Why? Now, I'm going to write down two methodology or paradigm we have discussed. The first one is qualitative and the second one is quantitative. Now, using the quantitative approach, the idea starts immediately. Once we read the research question, we are asking why Mr. C has purchased product A and was willing to pay amount X. The first thing we do that we define the elements of this question. So we've got a product A, then we've got the customer Mr. C, and we got the amount X. Second thing we do, we create some kind of variable to define each one of those elements. For example, to define the product, the product has got dimension, color, and some other attributes. Mr. C has got age, has got education background, interest, hobbies, etc. The much of the amount, for example, some other attribute you may choose later. So, as we have discussed earlier, this is a purely objective way of looking to answer the question. Then perhaps you start to link out, after you convert, of course, these to a numerical presentation, and all of which will somehow give you an image, an answer on why Mr. C was able to pay this amount X on product A. This is a qualitative way of answering the question. Now let's go to case 2. Nothing quite different from what we have done. It's the same. I would have the machine X and I would have a product Z. I would again create some kind of attributes. I'm not going to choose any now, just like for assumption A1, A2, and other attribute as you like. Same thing, you would choose attribute concerning the product on itself. For example, I will create B1, B2 on some other attributes, and you start to do some sort of analysis in correlation or relational finding on the numerical presentation of those attributes, and then come up with a satisfactory answer on the question why actually the machine X is failing with certain batches while producing product Z. This is the use of quantitative using these examples. Now let's go to the qualitative paradigm. Case 1, we will also create A and Mr. C data, amount X, and everything sustain the same. But the only difference, the entire research is why not any customer, whoever he is or she is, but why Mr. C in particular purchased product A and paid that much amount. If you look in the right hand side, when we use the quantitative, it wasn't about Mr. C personally, but it was generic in its nature. It doesn't matter who is the subject, but we wanted to find an answer on why customer was willing to pay that much amount of money on such a product. Now, when it comes to case 2, I think it's quite clear to see there is no qualitative way to answer the question. And the reason is the machine, it's not a human subject. I hope this graphical presentation had shown you the actual difference between quantitative and qualitative. At the end of this section, we have seen a general introduction on the idea of paradigm, and then we have explored the quantitative and qualitative research paradigms visually, and finally, we have explored both of them on real examples. And we have reached out the end of this section, and now we are ready to explore section 2, and that is the structure of research conduct. We'll see you then.